When I was a kid, we were taught that America was the greatest nation on the face of the earth. And it always appeared to be that way. I mean, we were sharecroppers, so we really didn't know, but we accepted that. And we accepted that until we got grown. When we got grown, we found out it really wasn't the greatest nation on earth. But between that time and now, it appears to be the worst nation on earth. It seems like everybody else is coming up and America is going straight down. And look like all of our people in power, look like all they're doing is hating. They're not just hating blacks, it's like they're hating everybody except the person with the money. And all they want is the money. It's like they know something is going on. And they want to get as much money as they possibly can, as if when whatever's going on goes on, they can get out of it with that money. It is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard of in my life. This nation, you're surprised, and I am as well. So many people get up in the morning time sick, want to vomit because of what they have to get into out here in America. Look at your politicians. Do they care about you? Do they care about the banks when they rob you? Do they care about the taxes that you have to pay? Do they care about now in school you have to pay for everything? You got to buy your instrument, buy your uniforms. Nothing comes free in the school system anymore. It just seems like this nation is gone off the mark. And I don't see and haven't heard a white person, excuse me for saying it, I haven't heard a white person in my lifetime articulate anything that was impressive, that reached out to minorities. I haven't heard nothing but lies, lies, lies. And I heard a black man came along. Well, we knew Jesse Jackson wasn't going to get it, even though he ran. I hoped he would have won. In fact, I ran as a write-in at the same time Jesse Jackson ran. But when he gave over to Dukakis and got out, I'm sure there was something behind the scenes that got him out, because Jesse wouldn't have just walked out. And this Barack Obama, we had hoped that he would be the solution. Now, we find out so many of us are disappointed with Barack. And there are people who know what goes on behind the scene and say Barack couldn't have done any better. I say he could. I say if Barack Obama goes in, anybody who goes into the White House promising the people something, I'm not talking about promising the people with money, but promising the people something, but if they can't deliver it, they should rather be dead than to walk out of that White House with a failed agenda. Why? Because the people matter. The people matter. Now, that doesn't mean that the president doesn't matter. It means that all of us matter. So when he turned his back on the people, he's turning the back on himself. Anybody, all of you politicians. Man, I just wish we had God as some folks. See, you talk about that stuff. I know it's a scheme. But I want to remind you that the reason that Adam was kicked out of heaven is because he didn't want to obey. You see, heaven represents not a democracy, not socialism, not communism. It represents a dictatorship. The Creator has a plan put together that holds life with peace, prosperity, and joy, and all of the things that people need or ever want to be met. Every last one of them. And it takes a dictator who cares about people. And there is no dictator that cares more about you than your father or your mother. And if you want to put, democracy in your family, where your parents and your mother knows best, if you want to put communism and socialism in your family, where your father and your mother knows best, you are a stark naked fool. But you got the right. You've been given the privilege of being a fool if you so desire. And we have stepped out our big fool. Thing about it is, you're taking the rest of us with you. And we don't want to go. So we got to find a way not to go. So I'm introducing God to the American public. And I'm not talking about the God you've been hearing about on TV, the God you've been hearing about on Sundays. The God that you hear about every Sunday and during the week and on television is allowing everything to happen that's happening today, as if that doesn't matter. And yes, there are a few people speaking out against it, but what are they doing against it? Not a darn thing. So the truth of the matter is, everything that America is getting right now, America deserves. And in order for America to change, America would have to deserve to change. Now, I want you to change. That's not enough. You got to want to change. And you don't. Bye-bye.